and biological crises and economic crises, we're going to merge the security apparatus of these three nations. The three nations having over 430 million people in them. 310 million in the U.S., 27 million in Canada, 25 million, and 100 million in Mexico. Do the math. The issue here is so huge. And look, the big newspapers, they're getting this intel. Their editors don't let them run with it. They're controlled. Remember, I told you there were thousands of deaths going on every year 5-6 years ago. I mean, how did I know that? There were State Department issuances, reports saying don't go to Mexico. I talked to one of my crew here, one of the sales guys. He went down there for his honeymoon to Cancun. He said it looked like an armed camp. You know, that's down in the Yucatan Peninsula in southern Mexico, close to the border with Guatemala. Okay. That's what's going on there. You heard it here first. When we come back, is the Pentagon and the foreign banks that run America going to stage a nuke attack in America? Are they going to do that? We will cover it on the other side. This information is vital to the future of this republic. Please stay with us. Call your friends and family. The U.S. government is now saying they may give hundreds of thousands of Mexicans asylum from the drug violence. Here's the New York Times. Fleeing drug violence, Mexicans pour into U.S., New York Times. Here's another one. Arizona ranchers caught up in Mexican drug violence. They're killing ranchers, murdering them. Like Arizona Farming and Ranching Hall of Fame, Michael Rolls. Okay, I'm not going to get into that anymore. It's just shocking to me. I know there's drones. I know there's Mexican troops on our side. I know many times they fire at U.S. troops. That's been in the news. They fire at FBI agents. They've killed FBI agents in California. They're attacking police in California. They're firing on ranchers. They're burning their houses down. On video, Mexican troops, Mexican Army. Now Mexican Marines trained at the School of Americas and at other bases are running around Texas and Arizona with U.S. Army backing them up, killing people that are coming across the border, supposed cartels. I mean, no judge, no jury, just an executioner, and you're not hearing about it. When will you hear about it? I don't know. Sooner is better than later. Obviously, if the media, the mainstream media that's dying, would do their job and cover real news, you wouldn't be dying. We're doubling the amount of listeners we have every 6 months now, not every year. Why? Because we're getting all the same stuff our media is getting. Our media is a bunch of stupid cowards that sit there and read press releases the government gives them. Not me. I use the brain God gave me, and I cover the facts. Now, let me shift gears, but this all ties together. And when we start the next hour, I'm going to tie it all together and then take calls for the balance of the broadcast. I have interviewed the lawyers involved. I have read the federal affidavits and declassified documents. It has been in even the Associated Press. It has been in both of the Salt Lake papers, because that's where one of the court hearings was 2 years ago. Jesse Trinidad, the lawyer. McVeigh was U.S. Special Operations, and we've got video of him a year after he was supposedly out of the military at a demolitions base. We have photos of Camp Grouper with the Ryder truck being loaded with ammonium nitrate. That's in my first film, 1997, America Destroyed by Design. We had a local newscast where there were unexploded bombs inside. The building was blown out, not in. The ATF showed up a minute after, telling police and medics that they were on the 9th floor. The police laughed at them. Terrence Yakey, cop of the year in Oklahoma City that year, dragging people out, started investigating it. They tortured him to death, murdered him. He called his partner and said, "Feds are following me. They're pulling me over." Then they found him tortured and dead. I mean, the problem is, even getting into Oklahoma City, I could do 2, 3, 4 hours just going over the documents. But if you haven't researched it, that was a government operation. That building was bombed because 30-plus states were moving to declare 10th Amendment sovereignty. They were saying no to the feds, no to Bill Clinton's anti-gun initiative. There was a rebellion at the state level. And so the feds, controlled by offshore banks, came in and staged that bombing. And within minutes of the bombing happening, Bill Clinton came out and blamed Rush Limbaugh and talk radio and conservatives in America. Asinine. And I know you remember that, listeners. so amazing this is happening again. Now, we have that backdrop. Obama has committed political suicide. The health care plan, people are discovering that it doesn't give you coverage, it doesn't cover pre-existing, that it's a payoff, as Lord Monkton said on the show on Friday, that it is a payoff to the insurance companies. It is a offshore banking looting that's going on. Ron Paul is on record. That fact is out there. Obama has continued the wars, the torture of the secret arrest, hiring more lobbyists than any other president. All these Democrats that thought they were going to get a free ride, they haven't gotten it. He's got the lowest approval rating of any president in U.S. history. He spent more money than all presidents before him combined. He's in deep trouble, so are the Democrats. What is the only political card they can play? Stage crises. We played last week, Rush Limbaugh saying it, Michael Savage is saying it again. Anyone who has any political smarts can see that the system needs this. And as we broke, and again, pay attention to us. It isn't, oh, we broke this, aren't we cool? It's this is life and death. You better remember that on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com in early April and even in late March, we wrote articles identifying the anarchist Ford Foundation and government-funded, Democratic Party-funded websites that said we're going to have racist signs and we're going to go to the Tea Parties and we're going to pose as racist. Well, we already know that was going on before, but now they're admitting it. Now it's finally been in the Associated Press as of last Monday. So it's confirmed, mainstream news. Some of the people are getting in trouble that were involved in it. Now, then, as if that wasn't clear enough, Bill Clinton goes on CNN Friday and gave 2 speeches last week saying, gee, I hope there isn't a terror attack. I hope that isn't what we need to show everybody that these Tea Parties are bad and out of control. And they need to sit down and shut up. Now, qui bono, Latin for who benefits, who stands to gain, who has the motive. Government staged terror attacks. That has been declassified hundreds of times. And conservatives out there that don't want to look at 9/11, well, you better look at Bill Clinton and the Democrats. You better look at Barack Obama. You better grow up because they are now out in the open preparing to frame us. Crash the Tea Party to infiltrate April 15th anti-tax protest. Even Rick Perry put a press release out Friday warning of Democrat dirty tricks. Southern Poverty Law Center declares Ron Paul and Napolitano extremist. So now they're bad. Experts, angry rhetoric protected but can be disturbing. CNN. Recalling 95 bombing, Clinton sees parallels. New York Times. Here's the Infowars.com boil-down article from today with Kurt Nimmo. False flag prelude. Clinton launches demonization campaign on OK City bombing anniversary. We've got the video there. Here's another one. L.A. white supremacy rally gets bloody. NBC. How many white supremacist groups have been caught, like Hal Turner 2 months ago, being FBI agents? They do that to demonize legitimate political dissent in America. Clinton alludes to 95 bombing, says words matter. So he's blaming anyone criticizing the government with the 95 bombing and saying, I hope it doesn't happen again. When we come back, he says, I hope we don't have to have another Oklahoma City. Get ready. We're going to break down nuclear terrorism inside the U.S. and the other type of terror attacks that the establishment is clearly preparing to stage. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.